All right, let's get straight to it. We're not talking about small tweaks or minor adjustments today. Nope. We're breaking down a complete blueprint for a total personal overhaul. And the best part? It all happens in just 1 month.
Now, seriously, think about that for a second. What if just 30 days from this very moment, you had entirely new habits, a completely different mindset, and a level of confidence so powerful that the people who know you best would do a double take?
Because what we're about to go through isn't just another motivational speech that feels good for an hour and then disappears. This is a system, a concrete, actionable plan. And it's a series of steps most people will never, ever use simply because it's uncomfortable. And that's exactly why it works so well.
Now let's just get to the hard truth of it all. You probably don't hate your life. What you can't stand is the version of yourself that feels stuck in it. You know what I'm talking about. The same routines, the same old excuses, the same person showing up day after day. So real reinvention doesn't start with some aesthetic glow-up. It starts by taking the old script and setting it on fire.
So that brings us to the first and honestly the most critical phase. Week 1 is all about identity demolition. This is about destruction, not creation. It's about clearing the slate completely so that something new and better can actually be built.
And this is a pretty radical idea, so stay with me. Day 1 isn't about starting a new habit. It's about holding a funeral for your old identity. I'm serious. You have to consciously decide that the person who makes excuses, the person who procrastinates, is no longer in charge. That person is done.
And to do that, you have to get specific. Take out an actual piece of paper and write down the exact habits that are holding you back. The go-to excuses you always lean on. Describe the version of you that keeps putting things off. You have to see your enemy clearly to defeat them. No more making excuses for that person. And you have to burn this idea into your brain. Later is a lie. It's the most common and frankly the most destructive lie we tell ourselves. The promise of later is what keeps the current version of you in control. Your new system, it has absolutely no room for later. So for this entire first week, your mission is simple, but it's not easy. Every single day, you're going to act in direct opposition to your old identity. If the old you was lazy, you move. If the old you was silent, you speak up. If the old you always looked for comfort, you actively seek out discomfort. Now, this is the second part of week 1. You have to cut out the noise. Right now, your brain is probably just overloaded with social media, drama, useless content, and other people's opinions. For 7 days, you starve it of all that junk. You know what's going to happen? Boredom. And that's a good thing. That empty space is exactly where clarity starts to grow.
Okay, now that we've cleared the ground, we can finally move into week 2. It's time to start laying the first bricks of the new you. It's time to build some momentum. And listen, you don't need some superhuman motivation for this. You just need to be 1% better every single day. Most people quit because they aim way too high, they burn out, and then they fall right back into their old patterns. We're going to be smarter than that.
And here's what that 1% rule looks like in practice. It's just 10 minutes of each. Learn something for 10 minutes. Read a book, watch a useful video. Exercise for 10 minutes. Do a quick workout. Just go for a walk. And plan your future for 10 minutes. Just think. These are so small you literally can't justify skipping them, but they are powerful enough to compound into massive change.
Okay, here's a huge insight, so pay attention. Your willpower is finite. It runs out. But your environment works on you 24/7. If there's junk food in your kitchen, you are eventually going to eat it. If your phone is by your bed, you are eventually going to scroll. It's just inevitable. So, the hack is to engineer your environment for success. You make the bad habits difficult. You put the junk food on a high shelf, or better yet, just don't buy it at all. Charge your phone in another room. At the same time, you make the good habits incredibly easy. Lay out your gym clothes the night before. Put the book you want to read right on your pillow. I'm telling you, this simple trick alone puts you ahead of 90% of people.
Okay, with some solid momentum building, we're ready to enter week 3, the mental upgrade. This is where we go internal and start to rewire the actual operating system inside your head.
I want you to start paying close attention to how you talk to yourself. Because for so many of us, that inner voice is a relentless critic. It's the voice of the old you, and it's trying desperately to keep you in your place. This week, you learn to fight back.
And here's exactly how you do it. You don't replace negative self-talk with lies or empty affirmations. That doesn't work. You replace it with truth plus a path to action. See, I'm lazy is just a dead-end label, but I haven't built discipline yet. Well, that's a statement of fact that points you directly toward a solution.
The language you use literally shapes your identity.
All right, time for a direct challenge. You know what it is. The second I ask, it's going to pop into your head. That one thing you've been putting off. That difficult conversation, that first workout, that important decision. What is it?
Because that thing is the accelerator pedal for your reinvention. Real confidence isn't built by thinking positive thoughts. It's forged by facing resistance and winning. Go do that one thing you're avoiding, and just watch how fast your self-belief skyrockets. It's almost instant.
And that leads us right into the final phase, week 4, silent transformation. You've done the hard work in the trenches. Now it's time to step back and let the results do all the talking. Here's the secret for this final week. You don't announce your growth. No social media posts, no long explanations to your friends, no looking for validation. You just keep doing the work, quietly. And eventually, people will start to notice on their own. The first thing you'll probably hear is just a simple observation. You changed.
And as the changes become more and more consistent, that observation is going to evolve into something a little more specific. They'll see a shift in how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you react, and they'll say, "You're different." And finally, when the transformation is so complete, so undeniable that they literally can't reconcile the person standing in front of them with the person they used to know, you'll get the ultimate question. The one that proves it all worked. They'll look at you, genuinely puzzled, and ask, "What happened to you?" That's when you know you've made it. But listen, the work isn't over on day 30. Now you enter the phase of identity protection. Reinvention isn't a one-time event. It's a decision you have to protect every single day by proving, through your actions, who you are now.
So, I'll just leave you with this one last thought. The next 30 days are going to pass no matter what you do. They always do. The only real question is, at the end of them, will you meet a brand new version of yourself or the same one you're already so tired of?
The choice is yours. Disappear for 30 days, do the work in silence, and come back unrecognizable.